All right. So, ahlan back, everybody. Welcome back. All right. We're going to work on skill 9, but let me enlarge the screen for you so that you can see the text. All right. The passage. The skill is a reading comprehension skill. And the title of the skill is Determine Meanings from Word Parts. We have been, talking about this, let me say, or discussing this for a while. The previous skill was about determining the meaning of, let me say, certain words through structure, right? So we use structure in order, like information in the text itself, let me say, that followed, remember, in order to be able to decide what the meaning of, something is. But today we're going to talk about determining the meaning or the meanings of words. Why meanings? Because of words, all right? By focusing on what today we're going to focus on word parts. Sometimes part of the word has meaning, guys, all right? And that can help you, all right? So when I say sit down, if you don't know what the word sit is and you know down, it's a simple word that can help you. It's a phrasal verb here though, okay? Yeah, but we're talking about sometimes the word itself, guys, could have, let me say part of it, part of it could mean something that sometimes could be used in more than one word. All right? Yeah. So when you are asked to determine the meaning of a long word that you do not know in the reading comprehension section of the TOEFL test, it is sometimes possible to determine the meaning of the word by studying the word parts. What does this mean? So we can, kind of conclude or, understand the meaning or of that, let me say, by studying what? The parts of the words. What does that mean? That means some, like I told you, some of the word itself, like a syllable of it, a syllable maybe, means something specific. And sometimes this syllable could be used in more than one word, by the way, okay? Huh? Of course, here we have the table over here having these words, let me say, they're not a word, let me say letters or divisions of the word itself. يعني جزء من الكلمة ها هي عبارة عن زي syllable guys وممكن يكون بأكثر من كلمة بالإنجليزي and usually it's telling يعني لها معنى. That word, let me say, that syllable itself of the word, let me say, means something specific no matter what the word is, okay? So we will learn more, about this, skill as we read, okay? Or after the reading of this passage. Let's take a look at the passage, guys, okay? Let me just enlarge this a little bit more so that you can see the passage, clearly. The passage, ring larder. So it seems this is a passage about someone by the name of what? Ring larder or Lardner, sorry, okay? So this is his first name, Ring. I don't know. Do we have, this name in our part of the world? Do people, like, let me say, call their children Ring, Khatim? I don't know. Maybe. I've never heard it, honestly speaking, but maybe, who knows? Okay. So Ring Lardner himself was born into a wealthy, educated, and cultured family. Who is this Ring Lardner? For the bulk of his career, what does bulk mean? Most of his career. Career means like his, professional life related to his job, to his work, right? For the bulk of his career. So the word bulk means like most, okay? Guy was wealthy, educated, cultured, and that was also his family as well, all right? He worked as what? A reporter. This was his job, guys. He was a reporter. What does reporter mean in Arabic?
مراسل.
Well, basically, reporter means صحفي. Okay?
مش مراسل تبع
No.
القنوات الإخبارية.
Well, I don't really know exactly, but the word reporter means يعني صحفي. Could be a reporter in that way.
ريبورتر هو مثلا يعني
Yeah.
هو اللي بيروح لدولة ثانية بس تابع لقناة مثلا قناة الجزيرة مثلا
Could be, but I want to tell you
بمصدر
something.
reporter.
Listen, Dr. Ghaith, let me tell you something. You are right 100% if the word was a modern word. But this is like, a word that is used in an old text. This guy is, not from the modern world. Okay? Like maybe before TV, he was alive. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, or there could be I don't really know exactly, but I feel like this is very old in a way. Okay? Look at the name, King Ring Lardner. I don't know. But anyway, the word could have a modern meaning, as you just said, huh? And it was used in the past, but it meant, someone who writes news stories, right? Nowadays, it has, transformed into something else. Do you agree with me, Dr. Ghaith? Like a little bit in the
Yes.
past, it was probably someone who would write news stories. We call him a reporter, okay? Yeah. Okay, anyway, for a newspaper, see guys, he worked as a reporter. For what? For a newspaper, for newspapers even, not just one. In South Bend, Boston, okay, St. Louis, and Chicago. So these are different, look at the commas, different places. South Bend is a place, Boston is a place, St. Louis, and Chicago. All of these places, the newspapers that, let me say, were the newspapers that were published in these places, he brought, them, some kind of news stories or kinds of news stories because he was a reporter, all right? However, it is for his short stories of lower middle class Americans that Ring Lardner is perhaps best known. So he was a reporter, but this is not what made him famous. Okay, guys? يعني هو فعلا كان صحفي ويجيب أخبار لهاي الجرايد هون see. So obviously هلا فيش جريدة حتى, it's online, if you want to read it, right? Yeah. So, however, this is not what made him famous. مش هذا اللي خلاه مشهور, guys. اللي شهره, although I never heard of him, were, let me say, his stories, the stories that he wrote. فهو كاتب قصة قصيرة, it seems, okay? So his short stories, see, that's what made him popular, of whom lower middle class Americans, يعني لطبقة المجتمع اللي بأمريكا اللي هي المتوسطة, لكن آخر إشي بالمتوسط, يعني قريبة للفقر يعني, but not poor, not the class that is totally poor, all right? Middle class, طبقة متوسطة, but يعني the lowest of the middle class, lower middle class, all right? So it's not like, middle class, people who are like kind of happy in terms of their finances and so on, lives, all right? Yeah. So Americans that Ring Lardner is perhaps best known. So he is famous or best known for these stories that, he depicted the lower middle class Americans, all right? يعني الأبطال القصص تبعونه, guys, أو شخصيات الكاركترز أشخاص من أمريكان ولكن شو lower middle class. In these stories, بهي القصص, right? Lardner vividly creates the language. يعني بقصته, guys, تعرفوا الكاتب هو عبارة عن creator, شخص خلاق. يعني he creates what? Lardner vividly creates the language. يعني بخلق اللغة بطريقة vivid يعني like as if you are there, you are listening. يعني some writers, they are so great, to the extent that when you are reading, you actually live inside the story. You are like a character in the story. And guess what? If something sad happens, you start crying and sobbing. And if something, enjoyable happens, you are happy for the characters, and then, either your brother or sister or wife or mother or husband, they would ask you, why are you happy? Oh, well, I'm happy for the character in the story, But yeah, this is what, writers do. They are able to create, let me say, language and issues in a story. Those are the great writers that I'm talking about. Okay, great writers do that, all right, in a way where what they create is vivid like alive, all right? The language and the ambience of this lower class, often using the misspelled words. Look what they do. They use the words, misspelled. What does that mean, misspelled? Who knows? Tell me. I want to see your hands up. What, guys?
فيها خطأ إملائية.
Yeah, why? Do you know why?
Maybe because this class is uneducated.
Yeah, because that's how they speak. Broken. They speak like when you say,
Okay.
listen, Dr. Asad, when you say, I'm gonna, okay, we're educated, but we say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Is this standard English? No. But
No.
if you are a short story writer, you will write gonna. Do you know why? This is called misspelled words. You know, when you write gonna, this is going to. You have actually misspelled it. This is not correct spelling when you write gonna, right? Or wanna, like want to. All right. This is called, you know, these words are like spelled in a. Yes, but why? He's done them, you know, he did that to reflect the kind of language of the people, because how am I going to show you how they spoke if I don't misspell, right? In my short story, right? Got it?
دكتورة أي صفحة أنتوا؟ أي صفحة؟
We're on,
سوري أي صفحة؟
we're doing skill 9, determine meaning from the word parts, which is 292. No, not
Thank you.
word parts. Yes, yeah, word parts. Skill 9, 292. Yes, that's where we are. I hope it's the right page because I have the book on my right. And where is the page number? I don't see it. Do you guys see page numbers? Oh, here it is. See it? 292. Here it is. Because I just was afraid that the book that I have has a different page number. All right. So got the idea why misspelled? Grammatical errors كمان قواعديا أخطاء قواعدية كانت بالwriting تاعه. Of course they ما حكت, you know, as you said, Dr. Ghait, the goal was to show you how these people spoke. They spoke in broken English. يعني لغتهم الإنجليزية مش standard زي ما تقولوا لغة السوق الشارع الشعبية, you know, المحكية. All right. والمحكية حتى بالعربي قواعديا سليمة عندنا إحنا بالعربي. Is it correct? It's not.
No.
Yeah, so it's not grammatical, let me say, the language that we speak in Arabic, all right? And in English, it's the same, really, okay? People, you know, the language that they speak is not exactly the standard language, all right? There are mistakes, all right? So, so this person created the language, the ambience, which is the atmosphere, guys, all right? The atmosphere of the place, yani, as if you are in that environment, okay? Often using, you know, misspelled words, grammar, and incorrect diction. What's diction? Speech. Okay?
Speaking,
All right, speech. Yeah.
speak.
Incorrect diction means like speech, all right? يعني the way people spoke, like if they lipsed يعني بتلعثموا بالكلام, you know, they swallowed some letters, words, pronounce, you know, that's is what we mean over here. That typified the language of the lower middle class. طبعا والهدف, what is the goal, guys? To typify, to show the type of language. Typify means to show the type of language that the, you know, the people of lower middle class spoke. Okay, yeah. So the questions now. Remember, our lesson is about determining the meanings of words based on, you know, the word part itself, the parts that are, you know, that compose the word, okay? Look at this word, the word vividly in line 6 is closest in meaning to what? Yes, Dr. Hiba.
Doctor, like you said, in a correct way.
Vivid? No.
لا as
Vivid
you said
means
live like
أيوة,
live.
this one,
Yes,
life
like way. Oh, okay.
Yes, exactly. Because that's why I told you that you start imagining that you are a character in the story, that you are living in the story, the atmosphere itself, as if it's alive, you know? So vivid means fresh. And we talk about fresh means lifelike. Okay, the word vivid, okay? He has a vivid memory, not one where he forgets, all right, which is alive, fresh, we say. And the word vivid, means lifelike. Okay, we're going to go, of course, in a few minutes. We're going to go to the table, which has these, you know, let me say, parts of words like viv. What does viv mean anyway? All right, it means alive. Okay, and it means lifelike anyway. Like if it's found in a different even word, okay, that's what it means all the time. So this should help you, determine the meaning of words, all right? When you know parts of certain words. Look at this word. The word misspelled. Who can read this for me? The word misspelled. Yes, Dr. Ghaif.
The word misspelled in line 7 is the closest in meaning to C, incorrectly written.
Good job. Incorrectly written. So it has to do with writing, okay? And the writing is not correct, okay? Because to spell something means to write down the correct letters of something, to spell something. Can you spell the letter? Can you spell the word, for example, nice? You say N-I-C-E. So you are putting down the letters of a word or the way to write the word on paper in a correct way. But if you write it and it's not correct, you know what your mom, your teacher, your professor, the person who's, let me say, advising you or helping you out, or, what would they say? Or monitoring your education. They would say that you have misspelled the word. So if I ask you, how do you spell the word, for example, education? And you say E-D-U-T-I-O-N, and you forget the C. I would tell you have misspelled the word. And it means, when I say you have misspelled it, that means you have written it incorrectly. Okay? That even if you missed one letter, you have written it what? Incorrectly. Missing a letter means that you have written it in an incorrect manner. So the word, guys, miss, that means I missed the ball. If you hit the ball and you try to hit the ball, and you don't hit it, or if you try to kick the ball and you don't kick it, what do you say? I missed, from the word miss. To miss means not to do the thing correctly. All right? So incorrect it really means, right? So what's incorrect? The spelling, because the word spelled, also means, to write the letters of a word. All right? So to do it incorrectly. So, like part of a word, when you know part of a word, it helps you determine the meaning of the word, right? Got the idea? So because this is the only one that has incorrect. See, look at the other ones. They don't have it. Okay? So like I said, if you know the meanings of these parts of words sometimes, and they can appear in more than one word, all right? Sometimes they're repeated, these questions about vivid, about misspelled, or just miss by itself in another word, all right? You can help yourself and things would be probably easier on you, all right? The questions, would be easier on you to be answered. Let's take a look at 3. Dr. Khulud, you had your hand up before. Where are you? You have disappeared. The word diction, Dr. Khulud. Do you want to do this one for us? The word diction in line 8.
Yes, Doctor, I am with you. The
Yeah.
word diction in line 8 is close in meaning to speech. Did you mention it, Doctor? Speech.
Good job. Yeah. Diction is like, he also mentioned speech, like how things are said, how people speak. All right. Yeah. So here, diction, it means speech. Let's go back to it. Take a look, guys. Where are we? Often using the misspelled words, grammatical errors, and incorrect diction that typified the language of the lower middle class people. So the diction means the speech. Let's take a look at the explanation here, okay, of how or why we have answered in this way. Okay, so in the first question, the word vividly, look guys at the explanation, contains the word part. See, word part, viv, which means life. The word viv means life, guys, all right? So the best answer is answer C. In the second question, the word misspelled contains the word part miss, which means miss means incorrect or error. So the best answer is C, which we answered, of course. And the third question, the word diction contains the part or the word part, D-I-C, dic, which means speak. Okay, so the best answer is answer D, which has to do with speech. Okay, so each one of these guys, even the word dictionary, You heard the word dictionary. What's dictionary, guys, in Arabic?
قاموس دكتورة قاموس.
Exactly. So it has this part as part of the word, right? Which means what? Speech also. All right. Got the idea? So it gives these, let me say, parts, they have meaning sometimes. Not every word has this, I mean, but sometimes, the person who asks you the question, cleverly asks the question. They know why they are asking you this. They know that, if you are aware, if you're conscious, if you've studied this, you know that part of the word has let me say, offers you meaning. All right. You just have to be ready for those words and to be able to help yourself by having enough knowledge about these words and these word parts. Okay. So anyway, the following chart, we're going to take a look at the chart, contains a few word parts that you will need to know to complete the exercise in this part of the text. A more complete list, of course, a longer list, guys, is where, that's why I advised you to take a look at the appendix, all right? Can be found in Appendix I at the back of the text, all right? So let's take a look at, the chart. All right, here we go. Here is our chart. Look, guys, see, we have, for example, the word contrast. Look, contrast, in contrast to this. Contrast means what, guys, in Arabic? Opposite. Opposite, right? Huh? Yes, it's like the opposite in a way. And here they tell you there's another meaning, which is almost, like opposite. Someone who opposes me is someone who is what? Against me. صح الشخص اللي عكسي هو ضدي in a way. Got the idea? So he's against me. He doesn't agree with me. Got the idea, guys? So if you ever see a word that has contra, this, we call it a part. This word part, it's not even a syllable. We call it a part, has meaning. And the meaning of it is against. Like this is contrast, but you might have the word contradiction, right? Contradictory. All right. Got it? So, and I don't know, in other words, of course, these are the ones that I know that I use like probably every day. All right. So the thing is that, what does it mean when you see a word that has contra? Contra means against. So part of the meaning, we know part of the meaning that is helpful. That's like a kind of tool now that can help you determine the meaning of certain words. All right. Yeah. And sometimes we say things, oh, this is a new word to me. Oh, but this, beginning, this end, this part means this and that. And so it helps you guys, all right? Take a look at this malcontent. You see this malcontent? Malcontent. Do not let your children, study, read, watch malcontent. What does malcontent mean?
Like
bad contents يعني.
Exactly, bad content. Yes, like information which, at their age it's not really useful because children, if they let me say, are handed certain knowledge, which is not useful for them, they won't know how to use it and it will affect them in some kind of bad way, right? Yeah, it would be too early sometimes. Yeah. Look at this word, so mal, guys, mal, if it's in a word, it means bad. I always tell my husband, because he's a smoker, unfortunately, guys, that, that his cigarettes, what are they called? Do you know what they're called? Since I mentioned the word mal. What are they called? Are you guys aware of the names of, I'm not going to teach you about smoking here, but
Marlboro.
Exactly.
Marlboro.
I'm going to tell you it's bad. That's why. So bad cigarettes, as if, Marlboro, all right, or Marlboro, all right. I don't know exactly, but it has the word, it has this part mal, I mean, which means bad cigarettes. All right. So I told him that when I first, got to know this about the word mal. Okay. Sometimes we say maltreatment. Okay. Bad treatment also. Okay. Take a look at this over here, guys. Look, mistake. What does it mean? The word miss. We talked about it a while ago, guys. Miss.
Error.
And good. So to, there's like an error or something wrong, right? So sometimes we say mistake. Sometimes we say misinterpret, like to understand things in a wrong way, because interpret means to understand it. It means also to translate. So misinterpret means to do it in a wrong way, to translate or to understand in a wrong way. Okay. How about subway? Subway, from the word sub. Of course, I think all of you have heard this
Under,
before.
yes.
Yeah, it's like the underground. The word sub means under, right?
Subcutaneous, yes.
Yes. So it's common, the word subway. That means the underground, probably trains and so on. All right, so then we have decade. So dec means 10. All right. Then we have multiple. And multiple means many, of course. So multi or multi, sometimes it's pronounced multi or multi. All right. We say multi-millionaire. All right. Like he's got lots of millions. That's what it means. We say multi-millionaire. All right. So many. See? And then we have solo. Solo piano, right? Playing. Okay. Solo piano playing, right? Solo, performances, right? Performances, solo, like not with someone else, by yourself. So we sometimes talk about explorers and how they went solo traveling around the world, solo, like on their own, by themselves. Instead of saying by themselves, solo. All right. So SOL is the word that means one. Okay. Like maybe it's from soul. I'm not really sure, but the thing is that when we see something like this, it means like single, one, in a way where one means like alone, right? Without anybody else. That's what it means here. All right. Triple, triple. We say sometimes what? Triple times, not twice. Twice means 2 times, but we say like triple times or multiple times. Triple, means 3, right? And sometimes we say she gave birth to triplets. That means to 3 children, 3 babies, right? TRI means 3, guys, okay? And we say triangular. You know that shape, triangle? Triangle, triangle.
مثلث, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So the triangle, it has 3 parts, 3 edges, right? Yeah. So this is what we mean by it. Okay, then we have the word here, dictate, The word DIC means say. But when we talk about, someone who dictates you or a dictator, that means these people, it's just, don't just say, they say an order too. They're saying what they say is an order, right? Got it here in this case? All right. So DIC really means say. Of course, it depends on what the whole word is, not just the part to say what exactly this word says, all right, or announces in some kind of way. How about this word, dominant? I say that this is the dominant feature. Dominant, like the most,
سائد.
yes,
السائد أو المسيطر.
yes, the one that is in
مهيمن.
control. Good, yes, exactly. Thank you so much. So dominant means, look, see how the word from domin, and it means master. All right. Then we have the word judgment from the word, then this judge over here, is meaningful to us, and we should pay attention to it, this part, right? Because JUD means judge, like a person who has to, be just, right? And to make a decision. When we say like to judge, to make a decision about something, right? All right. That's what a judge is, right? I hope all of us are, good judges, and we do our, jobs and work, in a honest and faithful manner, right? Mortal. I say he is a mortal. Someone who dies. Mortal. God is what? God is what? Mortal or immortal? God.
Mortality rate. لما نحكي mortality rate.
No. I'm talking about God. I'm talking about God. God is immortal. Immortal means not mortal. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. But human beings, we're all mortals. We all die. Okay, that's the fact of the world that we all know and have knowledge, of, right? So we are mortals, however, God is immortal. So we all die. We experience death. All of us are going to experience that one day. All right. Spectator, guys, spectator. He went to, this football match and he was among the spectators. He himself was a spectator. What does that mean? So means, someone who sees. All right. He watched the football match. That's why I said he was a spectator. He watched it. So he saw it. So spec means to see. Territory, Territory means like an area. This is my territory. This is my area. Area and, place, like this earth is mine. Earth does not mean like the globe, guys, the whole earth. It just means land. All right. Okay. So we want to be, clever and try to understand what this means. Like part of the earth is mine, part of the land is mine. Divert. Divert means to turn. Okay. That's what it means, to divert. I walked and walked straight forward. Then suddenly, I got very tired and I diverted. Diverted means turn, to turn, not to continue and move straight forward. All right. So look, guys, all of these, had the parts as the beginning. Look, dik, domin. But these words here, divert and revive. Now, the parts that we're talking about, two of them, they're not at the beginning of the word, they're at the end. So vert. So what can we understand from this? That sometimes the part could be not the beginning, at the beginning, it could be later on. But most of them, as you can see, they're at the beginning. So like this means turn, and revive, vive, means from live. Okay, this is good because it's, similar in a way, right? From alive and, being awake and conscious and so on. So I say that the doctor revived the patient after he was, because he was unconscious. Right, Dr. Khulud? The doctor, the nurse revived, like brought them back to life. All right. All right. So for today, guys, we are done. I hope you had an enjoyable time with me and that you learned or you paid attention to new things that you were not aware of today. And what can I say? I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great evening and hellos to your family members. Okay. Bye.